holding on, so now. In Alexander technique, they call this the full stop. So with the period at the end of the sentence, so. Basically, when you lie down like this, you do not have to engage any muscles to hold your body up, so allow your body to. Relax into the support of the ground beneath you. Observe the parts of your body that are touching and the parts that aren't touching. And as you observe your body and mind and breath and so on, please do so as much as possible without judgment, good or bad, but with curiosity, interest in what's happening, why it's happening, where it's happening, and so on. And observe, bring your awareness down to your feet, and observe how your feet fall apart, side to side. And observe if one foot turns out more than the other, and then travel up the legs and observe how that affects the legs, turning out one leg and then turn out more than the other. So just observe those things. Occasionally you can make minor adjustment, but settle in a little bit and then just observe what happens. And as you observe the feet and the legs, bring that awareness up into the hip socket, where the thighs meet into the pelvis, and observe the tilt of the pelvis, side to side. If there's more weight on one side maybe than the other. And also observe the tilt of the pelvis, like maybe you feel one hip is higher up, closer towards the ribs on that side than the other hip. Observe that as well. Observe the curve of your lower back, how much space is there. Observe how your shoulder blades and upper back meet the ground, and your arms, hands and fingers. Observe how your hands turn out or not, and observe how that affects the arms and the shoulders. Observe if the shoulder blades are even, or if one shoulder blade is higher than the other, or more out to the side than the other. Observe if one shoulder is more curled in towards the chest than the other. Maybe one shoulder is raised up towards the ear more than the other. Observe the curve of your neck and the placement of your head. So is the head even? Is the head turning to one side or the other, or tilting to one side or the other, or shifted towards one side or the other? Let your eyes be soft and let your gaze look down towards your heart, not up towards your brain. And observe your breath. Soften the jaw, the hinge of the jaw, let the lower jaw release from the upper jaw, so you create space in the teeth and the back of the mouth, the throat, hollow and soft. Let the breath move freely in the sinus cavities, in the face, forehead, cheeks, temples, in the nasal passages, throat, chest cavity. And then we'll start with some somatic movement. So then, as you're ready, you turn one leg out a little bit more, bending the knee slightly, and then draw that knee up a little bit higher towards the shoulder, and then tilt that knee up. So the foot comes flat, and then let that knee dip in towards the center line. And then bend the other knee and slide that knee up and tilt that knee up. So you bring your feet upright, and then you can adjust your feet once you get both legs up. So the feet are a comfortable distance from your body and from each other. And let your arms be a comfortable distance from your sides, and actually bring your arms maybe a little closer into your sides for this one. And then observe, and if you have a blanket under your head, either remove the blanket or lower the blanket just as much as you really need to support your head, because there's going to be some movement here, and so if your head is more free, that'll be better. And then observe the curve of your lower back here, and also the curve in your neck. And we're going to do arch and release to start. So the first movement is very subtle to almost no movement, but you imagine, just imagine you're engaging your lower back muscles just above the sacrum area, and then rolling, lifting the the sacrum up a little bit and rolling forward towards the tailbone and sitting bones. So you kind of press down a little bit more at the tailbone and sitting bones. So you're arching your lower back, engaging the back muscles. And then smoothly and slowly release the engagement of those back muscles and come back to neutral. Try not to engage the front, just release the back. And then observe how that has changed neutral. We'll do it again. So inhaling, you engage the back muscles and roll the hips forward like a rolling pin, pressing the sitting bones and tailbone down, and then allow the back of the neck to lengthen as you do that, and the chin to pull into the chest a little. And then smoothly release all that engagement of your lower back muscles and come back to neutral. And observe neutral. And pause and take a breath. And then one more time, engage the back muscles, roll the pelvis forward, roll towards the sitting bone, tailbone, pressing down there. Release anything that's holding on in the front and allow the back of the neck to lengthen and the chin to pull into the chest. And then smoothly release the engagement of the back. And then come back to neutral and reassess neutral. So it's a very subtle movement. I'm just going to come around and observe for a little bit. So you'll just do a few more of those on your own. So we just repeat back forward. Yeah. And then as you inhale, you're engaging and rolling the hips forward with the rolling pin. And then as you exhale, feel the engagement first. Slowly and smoothly release the engagement without engaging the front. Just release the back. And you should feel, and continue to do this, you should feel that your lower back is closer and closer to the ground with each time you do. So you inhale and engage your back muscles and roll the hips forward, that's back. Roll the hips together. And go very slowly and very mindfully and observe the engagement of the back muscles and smoothly release very, very, very slowly. So you really feel what's hard and tight and not releasing in the back without engaging the front. So there's no frontal engagement at all, just the back. Relax the neck, relax the eyes of the face. And do this a couple more times. Very good. That's a little, that's yeah. And then you inhale, you arch, that's flattened. So that's the other way. Let's go the other. Yeah, so feel the engagement of your back muscles, feel it. You have to sense it and feel it, and then smoothly and slowly release the engagement of the back without engaging the front. Just release, come to neutral, observe. So you're really getting to know the back muscles. It's double movement. Okay? Just a little closer to your eyes, teeny bit. Okay. And then inhale, you arch your back, so you roll your hips forward, engaging here. Now, as you exhale, slowly, 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 and don't engage here. Just release here. And just feel that. Okay. So then, pause in your next. When you're done with the next, and take a few breaths and just be there and observe. Okay. So this is arch, and now slowly release, slowly, slowly. And don't hold your breath. You can take as many breaths as you need to, right? Continue to release the back muscles completely, as much as possible. Yeah. Okay. And then we're going to do the opposite movement, which is flatten. So you don't engage the back at all. You're going to roll the hips back, the hips towards your head, right? So as you exhale, is when the movement happens. You sink your lower belly down, and it's not a huge move, right? Sink it rather than pushing it up, sink it down. Let the hips roll back and flatten your lower back, and then smoothly release the engagement of your abdomen as you inhale and come back to neutral as you exhale. So the pelvis is moving back and forth on the mat. Right? And whatever you're holding on to in the back that stops the movement, see if you can release that. And then as you inhale, release the engagement of the front body and come back to neutral. So as you do this one, you're going to feel that you get more curve in your back afterwards. Right? So neutral is going to feel like more curve in your back because now you're releasing the over engagement of the front muscles. So you're really getting to know your lower abdominal muscles and your lower back muscles. Okay? Exhale, sink the waist, feel the engagement of the front body. And then inhale, smoothly release the engagement, very smoothly and slowly and mindfully. Slower is better, less is more. Come to neutral and observe neutral. And just continue with this. And then the first part is the lower abdomen sinking. Second part, as you're able, you sink the middle of the abdomen by the belly button as well. And when you sink there, you're gonna feel your head fall back more, your chin will lift, and your shoulders might lift a little bit as well, right? And then you smoothly release and come back to neutral. You inhale, exhale, you sink the lower belly down. As you do that, you might feel your thighs wanting to fall towards each other, so you can allow that. Sink your middle waist down, you might feel your head tilt back more and your shoulders lift up a little bit. And then as you inhale, you smoothly release all that, come to neutral, exhale. And the third part, so the abdominal part is kind of where we're thinking about a little bit more, and it's also a little bit more complex because you have the three parts of the abdomen. So we'll add the upper abdomen, which is the lower ribs where the diaphragm is. So you inhale, exhale, and you can take several breaths. Don't hold your breath, right? Just keep breathing. Sink the lower belly down so the hips roll back. You're pressing the lower back down, and then you sink the middle belly down, and the head starts to lift. And then finally, you can even touch your lower front ribs. Sink those down towards the back ribs and towards your pubic bone as your tailbone lifts up. Then your head will really fall back and your shoulders will really lift. Kind of like an abdominal crunch, right? With the head falling back. And then as you inhale, you smoothly release all of that engagement, come to neutral, observe neutral, exhale. So try that, maybe one or two more times. Exhale, you sink the lower belly, the hips roll back, you sink the middle of the waist, the head falls back, and then you sink the lower front ribs a lot, and the shoulders lift and roll towards each other off the ground. But allow that to come from the sinking of the waist. And then as you inhale, smoothly release all that engagement and come to neutral and reassess. Good. Okay. So we'll take a break in Shavasana and then we'll go back and forth. So take a break, extend the legs, and observe now the new Shavasana and see how it may have changed already. You might feel a little softer in the back body, more parts of the body touching the ground. That's the idea, okay? So what happens is we have all these different misalignments and then the body's guarding and protecting and then we have all these patterns of holding. So you're kind of softening the outer holding patterns here. The back body and front body contractions primarily. Okay, so then when you're ready, you'll try that ragdoll method of bringing the legs up. So you take the other knee out to the side and then lift the knee up, tilt it to the midline, and then pull the other knee up, lift the knee up, and tilt the leg up, and then roll a little side to side on your sacrum. Find a comfortable place for your feet, for your arms, so it's more or less effortless to stay in this position with your knees up, arms out to the side. Not too close to the body, not too far, just very comfortable, easy. And then we'll go back and forth. So when you inhale, you'll engage your lower back and roll your pelvis forward towards your sitting bones. And when that happens, the back of the neck lengthens. So allow that to happen, the chin in towards the chest. And then as you exhale, you slowly release the muscles at the back of the body and come back to neutral. Pause in neutral, observe neutral, and inhale. And then as you exhale, sink the lower belly down, the knees might fall in towards each other. Sink the middle of the waist down, the head will fall back, and then sink the upper waist at the lower front ribs. And maybe the shoulders will lift a little bit. Tailbone comes up and the chin. And then as you inhale, smoothly release all that engagement. Come back to neutral and exhale and observe neutral. Observe neutral every time. See how it changes. Inhale, you engage your lower back muscles, lifting the lower back up. You roll the hips forward, pressing the tailbone and the sitting bones down. Allow your knees to come a little apart. And then you can bring that into your upper back by rolling the outer edge of the upper arms down and pressing down. Your arms will slide out to the side a little bit when you do that. And then as you exhale, you smoothly release all that engagement and come back to neutral. Bring your arms maybe a little closer to your sides. Take a breath, and then as you exhale, sink the lower belly down. The knees will fall in. Sink the middle of the waist down, and then the upper ribs down, allow the knees to fall in, allow the shoulders to roll in to internal rotation. You can even take the backs of the hands towards the outer hips. And let the head fall back, and then smoothly release. As you inhale, come to neutral and exhale, and then repeat. Inhale, you roll the hips forward. Let the knees splay out a little bit, and then roll the outer edge of the upper arms down, and maybe even externally rotate the upper arms. And let the arms slide out. This is called the flower, when you start to take it into a little bit more dramatic movement, and then you exhale, release. Bring the hands a little closer to the sides, take an inhale to prepare. And then exhale, sink the lower belly, the middle belly, and the upper belly. Let the hips roll, so the tailbone comes up, let the head fall back, let the shoulders roll in, and take the arms all the way up, so the backs of the hands are on the outsides of the hips. And then inhale, smoothly release, come to neutral. Be in neutral and exhale. Do that one more time with ladder, okay? So then you inhale, roll your hips forward like a rolling pin, not back. So your hips roll towards your feet and your lower back arches. So it's an arch of the lower back, and then the arms externally rotate, the back of the neck lengthens. So it's not internal, but external rotation, Tony, the opposite with the arms. No, the other way, sorry. Yeah. Oh, wait, you got a lot of rotation. Good. And then as you exhale, you smoothly release, come to neutral. Pause in neutral. Don't be in a rush. Don't be in a rush, because then it becomes like you're forcing a movement rather than really observing what your nervous system will allow if you slow it down, right? So then you take an inhale, and then as you exhale, you sink the waist, lower, middle, and upper. Let the knees fall together, let the head fall back, and take the arms off the ground, back to the hands, face the outer hips, give a little squeeze. And then smoothly release as you inhale. Come to neutral, exhale, observe, and then extend your legs, and back to Shavasana. And it is such Shavasana. So now, once again, you might feel even more letting go, even more softness, more parts of the body touching, feeling the back from the back. Okay, and this is very powerful, soothing thing for your nervous system, because we're working with the muscles of the torso, which we tend to work just the arms and legs and not so much the torso, right? And the torso is where our spinal column resides, and nervous system, and all of our precious organs. So it's a very powerful release of tension, ideally. Okay, and then we're going to do some windshield wipers and add the wash pad with the arms. So don't go right to windshield wipers, because again, you're going to be forcing a movement. So again, just draw one knee up, tilt the knee up, let it drop into the midline, draw the other knee up, out to the side, tilt the knee up. That's very effortless, not effortful. Walk your feet to the outer edges of the mat, turn your toes in, heels out, and let your thighs roll into internal rotation, and let your thighs roll towards each other. So your feet are very, very wide, very wide. Yeah. And just be there for a few breaths and observe. Allow the legs to fall together. Yeah, turn your toes in, heels out, and Deborah, move your feet a little further from your buttocks. Yeah, and turn your toes in, heels out, pigeon toe. Yeah, like that. Yeah, exactly. Couple of breaths. And then you're going to separate your legs and adjust your feet so they're more neutral. And we'll start with the right leg dipping into the midline. So take a breath, and as you exhale, allow your right leg to fall in towards the midline. You want to come over here, Katie? It's cold. It's really cold over here. And as you let your right leg fall into the midline, that's internal rotation, right? And then inhale, you come up, widen your legs a little bit. Take a breath, and once again, as you exhale, let your right leg fall into the midline. So internally rotating, let your right hip turn in, and then let the front of the right leg lengthen. So the right thigh reaches towards the right knee, the right knee reaches towards the front of your mat, and your right hip comes off the ground even more. Your left leg is staying up, more or less, not all the way into it. We're just working with the top leg of the windshield leg, the internally rotated leg. And then inhale, you come back up. And roll your hips a little side to side and widen your inner thighs and groins. And then the last time you dip the right leg in, internally rotate, elongate the front of the right leg, let the right hip lift more, and then release the left leg all the way. And then, wide-legged windshield wiper for a few breaths.
And think about letting the top leg release. Right, the top leg release. That internally rotated leg. Your legs are too straight, Graham. Bend your knees more. Widen your feet to the outer edges of the mat, all the way, all the way, all the way. That's the windshield legs. Yeah. And you come to the outside edge of the left foot, inside edge of the right, but don't force the legs, Graham. Let your arms extend out to the side, straight out, palms up. So more in line with your shoulders. And when your legs turn to one side, allow the head to gently release to the opposite side without force. The opposite side of the knees without force, Try to allow it to happen. Yeah. And then inhale, slowly raise your legs up and come back to neutral. Just pause in neutral for a few breaths. Let your arms be out to the side, palms up. More like straight out from the shoulders almost. Yes. Bring your feet just a little closer to your buttocks, not to each other, wider apart, wider, yeah, and yes, and a teeny bit further from the buttocks, good. Now, take a breath, and as you exhale, let your left leg dip into the midline, and pause there and breathe. Okay, so the right leg will go a little out, that's okay, but don't let it just fall. But focus on the top leg internally rotating and the hip. Feel that internal rotation, and allow that internal rotation of the top leg. That's the one we're focusing on. Observe that. And then inhale and come up. And breathe. Widen your inner thighs. Take a breath. And then again, exhale, let the left leg dip into the midline, internally rotate the leg and the hip, and then elongate the front of the leg and the hip. Right, so allow the hip to lift up a little and let that front of the waist and leg elongate as well. Take a breath, observe, and then inhale and come up. Bring the legs up, pause, widen your inner thighs and knees. Good, and then once again, exhale and let the left leg dip into the midline. So allow that internal rotation slowly, slowly, and then elongate the front of the leg and the waist. Yes, allowing that hip to release more, a lift off, and then release the inner right leg all the way down. As you wish, without force. And then allow your head to turn opposite. Palms turn up. Arms are out to the side about the level of the shoulders. Yep. And then inhale, raise your leg up. Pause and breathe. So if you're pushing and forcing, then you're doing, that's not what we're trying to work on. Okay, so we're trying to let your body do, which means your leg bone is turning in, right? And it's heavy. So you allow that to release. You might encourage a little bit, but you don't just manhandle and force it down. Okay, so that's the idea. Now bring your feet a little closer together. Take a breath, and then as you exhale, allow your legs to release to the left. And you can explore how you let them slowly release into a windshield wiper, just a little narrower than it was before. And as the legs release to the left, without turning your head forcefully, allow your head to release to the right. Yeah. And then inhale, you raise your legs up, slowly, come back, let the head come back. And then exhale, the legs release to the right and the head to the left. And just observe how nice that feels, ideally, right? And then inhale, raise your legs up, head back to center, exhale, legs to the left. Allow the head to release to the right, pause and observe. You can adjust your feet and legs every single time you do this. Now, observe the right shoulder, it's probably lifted up to the right ear. So you lift the right shoulder off the ground, slide that right shoulder blade down the back and externally rotate that right arm, turning so that the palm turns towards the head, top of your head, and lift your elbow off the ground. So you're engaging your right arm in external rotation. And then you release the right arm down. Inhale, you raise the legs up. And exhale, you release the legs to the right, head to the left, lift the left shoulder, draw the shoulder blade down, and turn that left arm into external rotation and look to the left. Observe how when you turn the arm you're looking at into
internal means towards the body and external means away, and don't do it from your hand and, you know, your brain. Do it from your body, lift the shoulder, draw the shoulder blade down back, wrap the muscle around the arm, and use that as opposed to the fingers. Yeah. So your wing is working, not just your fingertips. Slowly release your arm first. Come back and try not to overdo it, okay, but I'm just giving you some ideas. Let your legs release to the other side. Right, legs to the left, head to the right, lift the right shoulder and turn that arm into external rotation. Yes, and as you turn the arm, extend, right? Don't harden in your wrist or your fingers, right? Stopping the movement of the flow of energy in your body, right? Let it be soft, yes. And observe how that allows more turn of your head when you draw the shoulder blade down the back and externally rotate the arm. Okay, and then release and do that once again, on the other side. Come down, good job. Come down quickly, quite a bit, quite a bit, quite a bit, quite a bit. Okay, now you can extend your arms. Yeah, there you go. Good. So legs to the right, head to the left. There we go. Yeah. That's it. Good. And then draw, lift the left shoulder up, draw the shoulder blade down the back, and turn the arm and try to soften. Right, draw the shoulder blade down the back. To turn. Yes, and then try to soften instead of tighten. So it's more of a graceful dance than a He-Man trying to lift weights. Release the arm. So the idea is gentle movement, it's not hard tightening. Okay, bring your feet a little closer to your body. If they've gotten too wide, apart or far from the buttocks. Let's just try the internal rotation as well. So then you get the full wash rag with the arms. So you let your legs release to the left. Externally rotate your right arm. Now lean to the right. Lift your left shoulder up and turn your left shoulder in towards your chest. Internal rotation, palm down, or both palms to face the head. So that's like twisting a wash rag, right? So your legs are turned one way, your arms another. Now release your arms, then back to neutral, lift your legs. Legs to the right, head to the left, turn the left shoulder out and turn the right shoulder in, internal rotation. And observe how that frees your neck up even more when you do that. And then explore this movement side to side a few times. And try to just build it one thing at a time. So this is, relax this arm, and this picture. So you have to lift, right? And turn. So when you turn, don't go from your fingers, your wrist, do it from your shoulder, right? Over the down and grip the muscle to the bones. Yes. Yeah, it's engaged. Yeah, now release and do that on the other side. So when you're doing the wash rag, as you turn, you're releasing the leg, the arms are engaging. Then you release the arms and lift and engage the leg, release the legs and engage the arms. So the side that your legs move towards is you look away. Yeah, so that's the twist, right? You feel a little twist here? Yeah, and then this arm, so forget the internal rotation. Do the external. Okay, observe how that frees you up a little. Try to soften the upper. Release and do that on the inside, okay? And then come back when you're done, come back to neutral. Set your legs, come back to Shavasana. So this is the idea is that you're starting to relax. It's like self-massage, okay? Right? It's like self-massage. So it's not about achieving anything dramatic, except it is extraordinarily dramatic. Actually, release, holding on tension in the nervous system release. Do you feel that? Yeah, so the drama comes from the gentleness. There's amazing things that can occur with slow mindful movement and gentleness, right? So then we will do some rolling bridges. Okay, so you bend when you're ready, bend your knees up one by one. The thing that happens is you fall right to seat, which is not the end of the world. But so then you're gonna bend your knees and bring your feet comfortable distance from each other and from your body. And from your buttocks, and then bring your palms alongside your body, palms down. And then, actually, it doesn't matter, let your arms relax, don't bring your palms down. Sorry, turn your palms up. And then as you inhale, you take an inhale, and then as you exhale, you sink your lower belly down and let your hips roll back and curl your tailbone up, right? So you're gonna press into the inner edges of your feet now and start to lift your hips up. And lift one vertebrae at a time up off the mat. Don't try to go to your maximum ever the first time, always the minimum. And then slowly begin to lay your spine back down on the mat from the top to the bottom, one vertebrae at a time. Elongate your lower back as you're able. And then slowly release your pelvis and let your hips roll a little bit forward. So you do this a couple of times, okay? So you inhale and then exhale, sink your waist like flat and lift your tailbone up first, right? And roll your thighs in, so you press into your inner feet, yeah, not your outer, yeah. And then you lift your hips off the ground like bridge, right? And go up slowly, slowly. And feel the vertebrae of your spine coming off the mat one at a time. And now lay them back down one at a time from the top to the bottom. Yeah, take the waist, elongate the lower back. And tailbone, and then slowly release and let your hips roll back towards a little bit of an arch, right? So you don't hold tension. Okay? And your feet now are neutral. Yeah, they're about 50 width apart and parallel. Okay, again. Take an inhale, exhale, sink your waist, tailbone comes up, you're flattened, and then you start to inhale as you lift your hips and press into your feet. And you should be going a little higher maybe each time. Go ahead and lift your hips. Let the back of the neck lengthen as you come up. Don't harden your throat, don't squeeze your eyes and brain and jaw, right? Try to relax, right? Go ahead and lift, go ahead and lift into bridge, yeah, right? Look down, and then as you exhale, you come down from the top, not the bottom, to the top of the spine. Lay your spine down, one vertebrae at a time. Chances are it's not gonna go one vertebrae at a time. Right, but you're working towards that. Okay, don't squeeze your legs together. Keep your feet neutral, yeah. And then you'll have the arms for this movement, so you wanna make sure your arms have space to go overhead. You exhale, sink the waist, lift your tailbone, and then palms down for this one. Now, as you lift your tailbone up, press into your feet, lift your hips up, lift your arms up. So your arms go all the way overhead, palms up. Press into your feet, maintaining the lift of your hips. And then start to bring your arms down. So your arms you're like your fingertips face like where the wall starts to meet the ceiling starts to meet the wall. And then you slowly lower down. Vertebrae by vertebrae. It's a little trickier. You can adjust the distance of your feet from each other and from the buttocks, right? And then just kind of explore this movement in your own time. And if it's not working for you with the arms, you can just forget the arms and just do the hips, because that adds a level of difficulty. But when you take the arms, don't let your knees splay apart, Stephen. Roll your thighs in and press into your inner feet more. Yeah, there you go. But keep your outer feet on the ground too. Yeah, that's it. And then when you come down, start with your arms. So move your arms about 3/4 of the way, and then you start to lower your spine down, vertebra by vertebra. And the last thing to release is your tailbone, and you let your hips roll. Yeah, so lower your arms, so try to get the hands to touch at the same time as the buttocks, right? Palms down, and then one more time. And as you go, your hands just stay like that, so lift your hips and your arms up overhead. Yeah, just, yeah, lift your hips, palms up, palms up, palms up, yeah, lift your hips higher, Tony, lift, yes. Now, just keep your hips up and lower your arms 3/4 of the way, slowly, no rush. Now everything together. Your spine and your arm, elongate your lower back, tailbone, yes, spine, vertebra by vertebra, yes. Now release, come back to Shavasana and rest again. Okay, so this is more subtle movement, right? More relaxed movement, more refined, gentle movement. Yeah. Deep breaths. Try to let go of holding on. Yes, be in an actual Shavasana each and every time.
like you're learning how to do power nap here, right? Means that your nervous system should not be jacked up all the time. You want to be able to move back and forth. That's heart rate variability, right? You want to be able to train yourself in relaxation. That's what you're not training in. You're training a lot in overexcitation, but you're hardly ever training in relaxation, right? This is what this is. To allow it to sink in. If you're able. So then we're gonna, again, take the arms overhead. So if you're too close to the wall, move a little bit away from the wall. You can be in the middle of the room. There's nothing much exciting happening. So like, just move yourself. So you're really comfortable. You can go over here, Kate, it's so too cold there, right? So you can really explore. Okay, now, we'll do some alternating knees to chest. So you come to Supta Tadasana, reclining mountain pose. So roll your inner thighs towards the ground, right? And broaden the buttocks and the backs of the thighs. And then bend your elbows alongside your ribs, dig your elbows down, just lift your chest a little bit and bring your shoulder blades a little more down your back. And then your elbows will move a little more down. And then extend your arms along your sides, palms face your hips, lift your elbows, keep the outer edge of the hand down and firm the knees. And then inhale, take your arms up over your head slowly, spread your palms and then extend your thumbs towards the mat. So the tips of your thumbs might touch the ground above your head. Now, as you exhale, sink your ribs down, lower ribs, and lift your arms up towards the ceiling and bend your right knee. Interlace your fingers and hold your shin just below your knee and pause and breathe. Soften the crease of the groin. Observe the curve of your lower back. And then as you exhale, kind of sink your waist towards flatten, right? And let the top of the buttocks move towards the bottom. Let the bottom of the buttocks, including the sitting bone, release towards the back of your knee as you pull your knee up towards your chest and compress. And then roll your left thigh in more, and don't over engage, because then you're just gonna fight yourself, right? So it's a subtle move. And then inhale, you extend your right leg, arms overhead, line up the inseam of your feet and legs. Exhale, sink your ribs to bring your arms up, your lower front ribs, bending your left knee, hold just below the knee at the shin, or hold behind the knee if that's not comfortable for you. Relax your left foot. Observe the curve of your lower back. As you exhale, sink your lower front ribs, sink your waist, sink your lower back, right? And so your hips roll back towards flat and then curl your left sitting bone up along the back of the thigh towards the back of the knee as you pull your left knee up towards your chest. You have to release the groin. Never forget that, right? And then inhale. And it's not going to be perfect, not to worry. No such thing. But continue this movement on your own. Inhale, you extend, exhale, you bend, and you work on deflating. So when you take your arms overhead, imagine you're preparing to do handstand each and every time. And so it's just healthier for your joints. If you take your arm overhead with your joints bent, then you have a lot of potential issues, right? So you keep your arms firm every time you go overhead and come back and then bend. Okay, explore the move. See if you can, and you can hold it for a few breaths, which is also lovely. Bring that back to effort a little bit, like maybe 90% of your effort relax. So go down to 20%. So I can move this leg if you want to. There you go. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah. Okay. Right. See if you can keep it straight. Okay. And now observe back here. Right. And then you exhale, sink the front to the back. Forget the legs, just sink the waist. Yes. Now you sink the waist. And release the buttock, observe how much easier it is, right? So let's go back there. Yeah. And then continue. Hold on back in the knee room. Higher up, yeah. And interlace your fingers like so. Yeah. You can use this. Explore the how flatten, arch and flatten helps here, right? So use your 2 hands on your knee, and I'll hold her, okay? So now, don't pull your leg back, just relax. Inhale into your abdomen, belly out. Exhale, gently, slowly belly in, and as you do that, release your back, release your buttock, and then see how this can, and release the front of the groin. Once you're holding the knee, you can release the hip flexor. So then you can compress a little bit. And extend this leg just a little bit. Okay, good. Okay, so one more time on each leg. Finish up on your left leg. And then when you finish, keep your arms straight as you exhale and lower your arms down to your sides and come back and rest in Shavasana. Straight arms as you move your arms up and down.
And try not to just pull the leg in and everything, right? But work on that exhaling, sinking the waist. And as you do that, releasing the back body. So you engage the front, release the back. That's how the body works, right? Engage one side, release the other side. Okay, and then come back to Shavasana and rest. In Shavasana. And observe. Shavasana. Yet again, yes. Are you lefty or that just isn't your pain side? Yeah. So just, you know, if anything is too much, don't do it. Yeah. Yeah. And that's what we do here. Yeah. Okay, and back to Shavasana. Very good. Okay. Good, now bend your knees up one by one. Feet flat. Sit bone width distance apart. Turn your heels out, little toes in, so you can actually press more into your inner feet, so your knees don't fall apart. And you can take something under your head here if needed. You sink your waist as you exhale, lower belly to spine. Press more into the inside edge of your left foot. You can adjust your feet if you're tipping, right? Sink your waist evenly on both sides and press into your left foot. Raise your right leg up, so your right knee and left knee are in the same line. So don't raise higher than your left knee. That's it. Good. Exhale, sink your waist. Okay, take an inhale here and then, inhale, lower your right leg down towards the ground. So you lightly touch the back of your right leg on the ground, and then exhale, sinking your waist, come back up. Right knee in line with left knee. You just do this a few times. So you're stabilizing your torso with your waist sinking, and you're pressing into your left leg. And raise your right leg up and down a few times. Yeah, bring your left foot a little further from your buttocks, Stephen, a little further. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and firm the right knee, so the right leg is straight, yes. That's it, good. And then exhale as you lift the leg, so not to lift your belly up, keep your belly sunken. Exhale, sink your waist, maintain a hollow waist, and keep your right leg straight. At the kneecap, at the kneecap, at the kneecap, at the kneecap. Yes. Yes, at the kneecap, that's it. Now, once you've raised the right leg up again, bend the right knee, lower the right foot down and relax. Okay, take your arms out to the side with the palms up. Have your feet hip width or sit bone width distance, not to be touching and not too close to the body and not too far. But press into the inner feet, take an inhale, exhale, sink your waist, sides of the waist down, lower belly to the spine. Now you should be able to breathe still into your diaphragm, right? You're not hardening your diaphragm. You're sinking the sides of the waist and the lower belly. No diaphragm down there, no lungs, just sink the lower belly. Keep the neck soft, eyes soft, jaw soft, face soft. Press into the inner right foot and raise the left leg up. And observe how you might tilt side to side. Firm and grip the kneecap on that left leg. Yeah. Now take an inhale here, exhale, sink the waist. Devra, start lower. So your left knee is in line with your right knee, even lower, even lower. There. Now straighten your knee. Engage the quadricep just above the kneecap. Yes. And then as you inhale, you lower the leg, and as you exhale, you raise the leg up. And just continue. Go in your own time. Keep the knee straight. Lower the leg. Push through the heel more, bring and straighten, yes, go all the way down, all the way, and then exhale up. Don't rest, just lightly touch and exhale up. Keep your head centered. Keep your head, don't let your head, yeah, there you go. Inhale, down, exhale up. So now sink your waist down, don't push your belly up. Keep the waist sunken as you raise the leg up, that's better. Yes, good, keep your knees straight, do not bend your knee at all. Grip the quadricep. Yes. Good, and then the next time that your left leg is up, just bend your knee and lower the left foot down. Good, and observe your waist, and then go ahead and extend your legs and rest in Shavasana. Good. So basically, it's very, we don't move from our torso much, right? Especially from the abdomen, using that. So this is discovering how to engage and release the muscles of the torso, specifically the abdominal region, okay? So now we'll do single leg raises. Here again, you can take something under your head as needed, roll the legs together, firm the knees, and then bring your arms along your side, like we did for alternating knees to chest, bend your elbows, lift your chest, draw the shoulder blades down the back, Now just maintain your arms here like we do when we prepare for bridge, spread the palms. And roll the outer edge of the upper arm down, lifting the inner edge of the upper arm up, and lift the back of the armpit up. Now find your lower front ribs wide in there in your diaphragm. As you exhale, sink the sides of the waist down, the lower belly towards the spine. And maintain that hollow sunken waist as you can breathe into your upper abdomen, rib cage, and chest. Extend your arms and turn your palms down, just along your sides. Firm your knees, roll to the inner edge of your legs, press your left leg down, and then inhale, raise your right leg up, and exhale, lower. Press the inseam of the right leg down, inhale, raise the left leg up, and exhale, lower. So single leg raises. Good, and just continue, and keep the waist sunk, and keep both knees straight. Don't bend the knees at all. Yeah, and straighten from the quadricep. Yes, good. Inhale up, exhale down. You can also explore the opposite. That's fine too. And work towards keeping the knees straight by engaging the bottom of the quadricep. Yes. Maintain that. Those are the lazy bits to straighten the elbows and the knees. So that's something to work with in your body. Yes. Good. Keep the feet and legs, coming towards each other when you lower the legs down. Keep rolling the outer edge of the upper arm down, right? Sinking the sides of the waist, lower belly towards the spine. Yeah. Good. Very good. Okay. And then the next time that you raise and lower the left leg down, come back and rest in Shavasana. A little bit. Now you're going to take a belt and make a loop, a big, big loop. And you can have like a blanket on your head, right? So going to take, so if you're right-handed, you want the tail and you want the right hand to pull up this, okay? And then you can bend your knees, whatever you need to do. You're gonna take the belt and you want one of these, yeah, so one of these, quick release, not that. Yeah, it's gonna be much easier. And then I think also longer. You need one, Katie? I got one. You got one? Yeah, I think. Okay, everybody has a long quick release? Okay, so then watch for a second. And here, remember, you can really take it easy on your neck and head, and so you can have a blanket, at any height. So watch here, what I'm gonna do. So now, see how the tail is pulling down towards the right? And I've got the belt right up under my armpits. Then I bring the feet, and I bring it right at the heels, and then I pull the tail. Good. So the heels and knees ideally are over the hips. So maybe you let go a little bit now. Like that. Now it's like perpendicular, right? Easy peasy. Ideally. If it's not, then we'll adjust. Yeah, so to make the tail. Are you right-handed or left-handed, Stephen? So you want to turn this, bend your knees. Come out. You want this, you want the tail the other way. Okay. So here you use your right hand, right? So you want to be able to pull the tail in your right hand, make it easy. Okay. Make a big move. Okay, so this is going to be towards the right. Now bring it under your armpits. Over your feet. There you go. Good. Okay. And just to perpendicular. So that's too much. You're not perpendicular. Let your legs all the way. Straight leg. Push into that. That's it. Okay. It's easy. Let your arms relax out to the side. Palms up. Yes. That's it. So every time you exhale, lower belly to the spine and widen the diaphragm and bring the sides of the waist towards the back of the body. See, no, that's up, down. Exhale. There. No, don't push. Yes, Stephen. Uddiyana. Hello. Yes. So ideally the tail will go. Then you
Move more towards you, right? So instead of the tail, you need to, that way, that's easier to. Okay, yeah, there you go, good. Good. So you can work on the straight knees here. We need to be mindful of that, okay? Yep. Yeah, and your feet up, and your legs up, outer feet down, and the outer chin bend low. Oh, it's going up. Okay, then you need to mount, and make it easier for you. So you want the tail to be pulling down that way, so you can adjust. Okay, now feet in this belt. Okay, straighten your legs, straighten your legs, straighten your legs. You're tall, so you don't have, no, don't make it tighter, you can do, yeah, there you go. Put your head forward back from that. Okay? Yeah, straighten your, bring it towards your heels. Yes. Okay? It's also because you're tight. Yeah? So your waist, belly to spine. So you are actually working a little bit in your abdomen, correct? Right, but it's not a huge amount. Not a huge amount. And. No. Here, this belt. Here, so. These for that. Both. You ready? Lie down. Bend your knees. Good. Yeah. So now the tail's here. So you can loosen it by bending your knees, bending. And better. You need some taller belts because you're tall people. Straight knees, okay? Still let's leave it tight for you. Bend your knees. Bring your feet on the ground. Lift your hips. Okay, now. Better? Yeah, take it up towards us, underneath your shoulder right there. Way up on your knees, as high up as you can, yeah. Now bend your knees. Move your belts. Yeah. And then straighten your leg, and we before you straighten your knee, a little loosen. Bend your knees more. That's as loose as it goes. Okay? All right. Good. Now take your left leg out and bring it on the ground. Straight left leg. Yes. So you put on Shavasana number 1. Relax your arms. Sink your waist and breathe. But keep your left leg as in Tadasana. So actually put the screen on. You'll just there you go. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, keep your head straight, arms out to the side, palms up. Yeah. Good. And if it's too much with this leg straight, you can bend it. Okay. Now you can bend this leg all the way and straighten this leg. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Okay, then we'll change legs. Take your left leg up. Sorry, yeah, and then right leg down. Yeah. Okay, so to Tadasana number 1. Not terrible, is it? And maybe ground, take the blanket a little higher over your head and keep your head level and centered. Eyes soft and closed. And not to extend your fingers, relax your hands and fingers. And try to relax, yes, not move, right? But engage your right leg, engage your left leg, sink your waist as you exhale and breathe. You can still breathe, right? The hollow waist. If you exhale the belly towards the spine, the sides of the waist back, and breathe. Yes, exhale and say, yes, hollow, that's Uddiyana. And maintain that as you breathe into your ribs, chest, yeah. Good. Change leg. Right leg up, left leg down.
And then, right leg out to the side. Slowly, 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 slower, slower, slower. And as you take the right leg out, roll the hips a little to the left, roll the waist a little to the left. So your right leg is moving, but not your torso. So you maintain, yes. Okay. Left leg is as in Tadasana, Dandasana. Yeah, torso is as in Tadasana, yeah. Good, big Rob. Back. And you can adjust the belt under your breasts and whatever, right? And extend your inner groin to your inner knee, to your inner feet, actively, arms a little higher up, relax your fingers, yeah, good. Graham, can you straighten it up when you do it?
Go straight.
Yeah, yeah. Good, keep your head centered, so your whole body, not, that's to the right. No, that's to the right, center, your whole body as in Tadasana, except your arms are out to the side. Yeah, that's it, sink your waist, not to push. Sink this down. Sink this down, okay, then inhale, you bring it up, change legs. Exhale. Okay, so right leg down, left leg up. And then you go slowly out to the side. Okay. Pause and breathe. Okay, here,
Mhm.
turn the waist to the right, not the head. Yes, head stays centered. That's not centered. Yes. That's it. Good, and move down, not up. Yes. This is getting hard to tell you.
Mm.
Yes. Good. Yeah. Sink your waist, maintain. Don't let your leg fall, right? So if you extend the inner leg, you retract the outer leg and lift the outer leg of the femur up. Yes, just enough. Keep the head centered, keep the whole torso in Tadasana. Inhale, come up. Exhale, change legs. Right leg up, left leg down. Take a breath. Exhale, you're gonna take the right leg across the body, slowly. Slowly, across the body. Slowly. Yep. Okay. Good, and then just stay, so you might need to adjust. Stay with your left hip and leg in Tadasana, so you can adjust the belt a little. Tighten the belt a little as needed. Right, and keep your left leg in Tadasana, yeah, just be there, that's enough. Just a little bit across, yes, just like that. Keep your left leg in Tadasana, and try not to let your right thigh drop onto your left thigh. Maintain a little lift. Yeah,
Mhm.
good, yes. Good. So it's a little bit like harder than Trikonasana. Good, come up, change leg. Left leg up, right leg down, but pause a moment, make sure you're not askew, and roll the outer leg tip away from the abdomen, not to let it roll up. As you go across, don't collapse. Right, and maintain a Tadasana leg. Both legs. And breathe. That's enough. Good, and you can take your arms a little out to the side. Here and also. Yeah, that's it, relax your fingers. Good. Breathe. Yeah, good. That's it. Good. And not to let the thigh collapse onto the other thigh either. Yes, yeah. Yes. Good, inhale, come up, take an exhale. Next one's just a little bit more tricky, okay? So change legs so that your right leg is up, left leg is down. And then bend your left knee. Lift both your hips up when you press into your left foot, move your hips over to your right. Extend your left leg. Now you're gonna roll to the outside edge of your left hip, thigh, and foot. Bring your right leg across, but don't let it come lower than your right hip. You may need to adjust your belt, right? So now you're on the whole left side, but keep your arms extending, head centered. Yeah, straighten your left leg. Once you adjusted your hip, you have to straighten the left leg. Yeah, and then you roll to the outside edge of your left leg and foot. Now extend your arms out to the side, palms up, and keep your head centered. Yes, like that. Good. That's it. And flex a little here, relax that a little. Yeah. Yes. There you go. Okay. Roll that outer right hip and thigh away. And keep turning the right shoulder away and keep the head centered and breathe, head centered. Good. Arms extend. Good. Sit and knit. And keep this. Yeah. You tighten it just a little. And maintain foot in line with hip so it's not lower. Yeah. Like that. And then turn ribs and waist. Good. Okay, and then you lift the right leg up, roll back, bend your left knee, adjust your hips back to neutral. No, adjust your hips back to neutral. So your hips come to the center of the mat. Adjust your hips and legs, then change your legs. Left leg up, right leg down, right knee bent. Keep your right knee bent, foot on the ground. Lift your hips, pushing into the right foot, move it, no, not to the outside, move your hips to the right. Isn't it? No, left, okay, move your hips to the left, sorry. Move your hips to the left. Yes, that's right. And then you extend your right leg, and then you roll to the outside edge of the right hip and foot and thigh, and you take your leg across. Ah. Yes. Roll all the way out, yeah, and straighten your leg when you roll. Your right leg is straight. You just bend the right knee to adjust the hips over to the side a little, so that when you roll, bend your knee, lift your hips. Yeah, so that when you roll, you end up more straight instead of the skew.
Yeah.
That makes sense? Yeah. You move this a little tighter, you move it this way, like that way. So it's in line with the hip, yeah, and then head center, good. Turn your palms up, yeah. Good, and that's fine, you can just support. Okay. Okay. We're good. Head to extension. Yeah. Good. Here. So you tighten this a little. Just tighten. Bend your knee a little. Yeah. Now, straighten. Good. Breathe. Breathe. Good. Yes. There you go. Inner foot forward. Yes. Like that. Yeah. Push. Push. Yeah. Good. And then roll back. With the leg. Bend your right knee. Adjust your hips back to neutral. Both legs back up in the strap. Good. I think it's easier. You can, yes. Good. Bend your knees a little. Loosen a little. Okay, yeah, head on the ground, arms down. Yeah,
So bend your knees, not. Good, waist, head down, straight. Good. Good. Yeah. Good. So you have to probably adjust the belt a little, but you're not more than neutral. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, good. Yeah, ribs. Front ribs to back ribs. Yeah, good. Okay, now bend your knees. Release the belt and come out. Very good. We may not get off the ground, but see. Let's do one more. Let's do one more. You still with me? Okay, so Jadra Paridvartanasana. First, it's bend knee abdominal twist, okay? So again, you can have a blanket or not, but if you have a blanket, it should be thin, okay? So if you lie on your back, knees bent, arms out to the side, and let your lower back and your back ribs and everything sink to the ground. Without force, more of a release like we did in somatics, right? Then take an inhale as you exhale, raise your right foot up and interlace your fingers and hug your right knee in. Relax your hip flexors once you're holding the knee. Take an inhale, exhale, sink your waist and bring your left foot up. Hold the left knee with the left hand. Widen your diaphragm, widen your abdomen, hollow and spread. Now, elongate the back of the neck so you can use more support if needed. Flex your feet strong. Yeah, and roll the inner feet forward, squeezing the legs together. And pull the outer feet back towards the outer shins. Widen the diaphragm, hollow the abdomen, extend the arms out to the side, palms up. You should adjust yourself if you need to, so that your arms straight out from your shoulders, and turn your head side to side and look. A little bit less than the shoulder level. Backs of the hands on the ground, press the outer edge of the upper arm down, roll the thighs together. Let your tailbone curl up off the mat, lower back is long. Now take a breath, and as you exhale, take your knees over to the right and pause and breathe. Your knees just over to the right about halfway, okay? Now find your thighs and roll your thighs down towards the ground as you lift your feet up a little. The feet tend to drop down, so lift the heels up so the heels are more in line with the buttocks, right? Press the backs of the hands down, take a breath, and as you exhale, try to turn your lower back ribs more to the left. Keep your knees up towards your armpit. As close towards your, yes, flex your feet more, yes. And bend your knees more, feet to buttocks, yes. That's it, knees towards the armpit, yes. And then pressing the arms down, take an inhale, exhale, turn the waist back to the left to come back up. Now you can wrap your arms around your legs, hug your knees to chest. Okay, we're gonna repeat that on the other side. So it's like you're holding your rib cage, arms and head as in Tadasana, straight up, as you turn the legs and the waist around that. So squeeze the legs together, flex the feet, evert, outer feet up, inner feet forward. Arms extend, palms up, press the backs of the arms and the shoulders down, sink the waist. Take a breath. Now as you exhale, take your knees over to the left, keeping your feet bent, just like this, and legs. Now, lifting the heels up, roll the thighs down towards the ground a little, and then turn the ribs back to the right as you release the legs towards the left and take the knees up towards the armpit. Head is centered. Breathe in and breathe. Yeah, good. Squeeze the legs together as you can. Yes, lift the bottom leg to the top. That's it. Good. Knees up towards the armpits and end it. Bring your knees up higher towards your arm. Yes. Yes, like that. And turn your ribs back to the right. Ribs, yes, like that. Yes. And then take an inhale, exhale, turn the waist back to the right and come back to neutral all the way back. Exhale, wrap your arms around your legs. Hug your knees and take a rest. Now, Fernanda, I'll have you move down towards me just a little so you can extend your arms higher up. Okay, so scoot down towards me a little, Fernanda. Scoot this way just a little, okay? So then you're gonna either repeat that or go to the next level. So you keep your knees into your chest, so your lower back is flat and you're lifting your tailbone up, right? And sitting bones, they curl up along the backs of the knees. Now you can either do this again with your knees bent, look at your arms, extend them side to side, or straighten your right leg and keep your left knee bent and then move your left knee back so your right and left knee are on the same line. So your left knee shouldn't be closer than your right, okay? But yeah, squeeze them together. Take a breath. As you exhale, take your legs to the right. So your right foot is going in the direction of your right hand.
Yes, pause and breathe. And then roll the right thigh away from you, so you lift your left foot up a little, yeah? That's it, and then turn your ribs back to the left, and extend your arm, try to get more weight in the left arm, you have it all in the right arm, yes. Take a breath, now as you exhale, turn your ribs back to the left to come back. Bend your right knee, wrap your arms around your legs, hug your knees in, and take a breath. Try to keep your knees towards each other, yeah. Good, and then we'll do that on the other side, okay, so you extend your arms, keep your knees up towards your chest, straighten your left leg up, and then you'll see that your right knee is closer, so move your right knee away or your left leg closer. So you're working towards your feet falling back towards your head like Halasana. So it's more like Halasana than Dandasana. And then squeeze the legs together, take a breath, make sure your arms are extended, not higher than your shoulders, press the arms down, outer edge of the upper arm. And then as you exhale, move your legs to the left. Your left foot is going in the direction of your left hand, okay? And then your right foot tends to fall and thighs tend to roll up to the ceiling. So roll your front thighs down towards the ground, rolling your left thigh away from you and lift your right foot up a little. Yeah, and then turn your rib back to the right and press the right arm down more. Yes. Good, palms up, raise your legs higher, Fernanda, higher, and raise your arms higher, okay. Keep your both knees bent, like Graham, he's good, he's keeping both knees bent, because it's hard. Keep your legs together, Debraj, like bottom leg and top leg together, squeeze, and pull the foot up towards the hand more. Pull the legs up, both legs, up, more, yes. More like that, not so much down towards the ground, more up toward, yes, squeeze the legs together. Squeeze the, yes, that's it. Keep the legs squeezed together. Take an inhale, exhale, turn the ribs back to the right to come back up. Lift the bottom leg into the top leg. Yes. Bend both knees, hug the knees to chest. Good. Take a breath. Of course, there's one more. And again, you can choose to do the both legs straight or not. You can stay with what we just did, or you can stay with both knees bent, okay? So make sure you're not lifting your head up, right? Tuck your chin. And sink the waist, and let the thighs fall in towards the chest, hollow abdomen. Flex the feet, roll the inner feet forward, outer feet back, and squeeze the legs together. Extend the arms, look to see that the arms are just a little below the shoulders, and spread the shoulder blades from the center of the upper back, spread the collarbones from the center of the chest. Spread the arms and press the arms down, especially the back of the upper arm. Now, lift your right leg up, and then your left, if you're able, okay? If not, keep the left leg bent or both legs bent. Let your feet fall more towards your face, so you're more like Halasana, as you're able. Take a breath. Press both arms down, especially the left arm. Exhale, bring the legs to the right. So don't think about going as low as you can to the ground. Think about bringing the feet in the direction of your right hand. Roll the right hip and thigh away from you. Roll the front thighs down towards the ground. Yes, be there and breathe. Good, Debraj. Flex your feet and push out through your heels. No, that's point. Flex, push your heels out. Yes, push your heels. Yes, push your left heel more than your right. Yes, and bring your feet up towards your right hand. Towards your right hand. Yes, like that. Yes, take a breath and then exhale. Turn the ribs back to the left to come up. Good. So everybody's falling to the ground. Forget getting the feet to the ground. Get the feet up towards the shoulder. Towards the feet. Okay? Yes. Come back and breathe and relax. We come out. We come out. Yeah, you come out. So hug your knees. Hug your knees. Take a breath. And we'll repeat. Okay? Is it making any sense at all?
Yes.
Okay. Left leg up, right leg up. So it's like we were doing with the belt, except no belt, right? And then extend the arms and roll the shoulders, spread the chest and press the outer edge of the upper arm down, especially the top, especially the right one, because we're gonna go to the left and that gets light. And then see if you can allow your feet to come more towards your face, which means your whole sacrum comes off. Yes, baby, that's enough, it's enough, okay, just like that. Now take a breath, and as you exhale, bring your legs to the left, not a huge amount. More up, so they're gonna aim for the left hand. Now roll the front thighs, so the left hip and thigh roll away from you. So you're turning your toes more down towards the ground. Yeah, and then turn your ribs back to the right. Right, and then you can maybe go over more, and stay there. Okay? Yes, that's it. Yes, so the whole point is that you're gonna, okay, both arms up, yes. And this system here. Then you go that way. That's enough right there. That's enough, okay? Then we could try maybe this kind of, right? When you do that, then you go away and you put it tight to go hard and you put it. Yeah, stay back. It's too much usually tight there. That's better for you, right? Yeah, okay, and then come back, here's your ribs, how do these suggest?
Oh.
Oh my God. Yeah, see? Can you believe that I had so many more plans for you? But they're not happening. We'll be happy to know. So that was a lot of abdominal work. But I hope you start to understand more how to move from how moving from this part of your body has so much more power and release of tension. They go together. Does that make sense? Better that you release here than on your loved one. Or some stranger in the car or whatever, right? So this is where the power resides. And this is why we hit. So good for you. And we don't do it enough, right? In this practice of anger, we only do the abdominal usually on the days where we have, the month where we have 5 weeks. So you have that extra week to do abdominal work. But anyway, but you can do it anytime, and I highly recommend you do it. And there's so many more you could do. We didn't do everything, believe it or not. Okay. So now, let us do supported bridge. So we're gonna do 2 types of supported bridge. So the first type is using your 2 blocks, okay? So nothing under your head, unless you're under your whole body. So your head can have something soft under it, it's kind of nice. But then your feet slide. So then if you want, you can do this, open the blanket up halfway, so your head and shoulder be butt to like this. And then your feet will be on the firm ground, like that, I don't know. And then you're gonna lift your hips and put the flat block under your sacrum, not in your lower back, a little more down towards your tail. Bend your elbows, lift your chest, roll your shoulders under. Widen the diaphragm, hollow the abdomen, let the arms come out. Deep breaths here. In fact, move the block more down towards the tailbone. Let's just do that. I think that's better. No, move the block and bring your, yes, really down towards the tail. Now, Stephen, widen your feet and bring your feet a little further from your body, yes. And then let your knees come together again, without squeezing, right? Widen your feet, turn your toes in and allow that, yeah, to bring your feet further from your buttocks. Further, there you go. Roll your shoulders open, externally rotate your upper arm, turn your palms up. Yeah, and don't do just your hands, roll your shoulders, that's why we do this, bend the elbows like this, look here, yes, I'm coming in. Elbows in, yes. Yeah, lift your chest, yes. And now you can relax your arms, but maintain this, yeah, without hugging here. Soften your exhale, sink your waist, and spread your diaphragm. Yes. So even though you're lifting here, you're not pushing up here. Yes. Now, yeah. Yeah. So you can kind of explore taking your legs a little straighter, and then allowing one leg to get in a little. And even elongate and kind of explore, some movement there, right? So that it's not about force, right? But it's about letting go of something that was really engaging. Like one at a time. And then maybe try extending one leg. Right? Take a couple of breaths, come on, nice straight. Bend back and then straighten the other leg. So, or go right to both legs straight if that's that's also fine. But I think it's better instead of manhandling, I'm doing it, but slowly observe what's tightening, what's going on. So Graham, bend your knees, lift your hips, and move the block down to your tailbone. More down. Yeah. Yes. Now straighten just one leg very slowly. Heel on the ground. Yeah. And yes, and just relax and breathe. Don't, but look here, and remember to grab this one. Good job. And roll the shoulders. Yeah, so that's kind of interesting. Yeah. So that opens the front of the groin, right? That we were just closing. Right? Yeah. And if it's hard on your back, you just do one leg.
Yes. Good. All right. Now bend your knees, one by one, pause and breathe. And then let's just move to the next thing. You're gonna lift the hips and remove the block, okay? And then you're gonna remove the yoga mat. You're gonna go to the wall. And you're gonna have a bolster and a block and one of the blankets as needed. And so it's a soft, relaxation pose in a supported bridge. So I'll show you. And you might want it a little higher or less high, we'll see. You can have a, a blanket and a bolster, there, and bolsters, but watch here. Then move your butt forward, you lie back. Now we're gonna catch the bottom hip and the shoulder blades on here. See how I lift the hips and scoot back and then land, it's a little high. I don't recommend it. It's good for me, but, and then you put the feet on the bolster, on the block on the wall, right? And now you get all this nice length here. That's the best. So this is our relaxation pose. And then when you're ready to come out, just bend your knees, lift your hips, push this, and then you can rest. Little bottom analysis. Okay, so try the bolster, try down bolster. Yeah, and so the blanket is gonna be a little much, probably the most of it. So I shouldn't have done it. Just get the one bolster. Yeah. If I want, this was just a flat. Take a round bolster if you're more, and a thicker bolster. Okay, so Graham, the first thing is bend your knees, keep the whole body closer to the wall. Yeah, no, feet are on the ground until you get. Yeah, bring your feet flat, lift your hip. And then scoot back, yeah, and now. Back, yes, so this is, yeah, that's enough, so you want to keep the shoulder blades, the bottom thickness of the shoulder blades, so you're kind of wedge that onto the block. Okay, yeah, stay there, open your arms, turn your palms up, yeah. Yeah, and let the shoulder drop down. Yeah, so now you've fallen off, see if you can move to the right, so come up, let's start. Scoot down towards the wall. Now lie down in bolster. Now, try not to move your shoulder blades so much, just lift your hips and glide back with me. Yeah, that's it, you drop your shoulders down on the ground. Roll back, yes. There. Okay, now we're gonna good, come on. Hold the bolster with your two hands and scoot back with me. Okay, stop, let go of the bolster, now just straighten it. Good, okay. Palms up. No, don't do that. Yeah, but now just relax. You want to. How is it you? Balance on you, and then you are. So don't start with your feet on the block. Don't start with your feet on the ground and come all the way up and start over, please. Start over. So no yoga mat, Deborah, because then you can't move, right? You can't slide. So watch me. Come on, again. I'm going to show you. Okay, because everybody tries to get in pose and I don't. That's it. Doesn't matter. No. Okay. So look at me. See how I sit down? See how I'm sitting? Way at the front. Then I lie back. See how I lie back? Now my shoulder blades are on here. I just lift up and now it's pulling the skin of my upper back and shoulder blade down towards my hips. Can you see that? It's wedging in. Then only I put my feet and adjust. Okay, that's the last thing. Okay. So the first thing is get your shoulders and head on the ground. Shoulders have to land. Shoulders. Yeah, all right. So your feet have to stay bent until your shoulders land. And so then what's happened is here's your shoulder blade, and here's this, right? So you're totally off. So can you start over? Oh. Yeah, lie down and stay there and do. Yeah. Just lift your hips. Yeah, and lie back, and as you got, oh, what's happening? Hamstring? Oh, okay. Sorry.
No, it's always.
Okay, let's give you a little. DeBrush, that looks good. How does that feel? Now. Now, keep your knees bent. Yeah. Relax your effort. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But here, this you want on the ground, so that, no, don't do anything. Just, yes. Yes, and then ideally, this is pulling the skin flat. Hey, wedging it on the shoulder blade on the bolster. Now, you're feeling the block, straighten your leg. No, no more effort, it's just relaxation, this is relaxation. And this is relaxation, so that you can have. If it's too easy with the block high, you can do block low, no, but. A little bit of extending the legs to the wall, pressing the legs down, releasing the abdomen. And just still, your shoulders, see, this is not on the ground. No, don't do that. Bend your knees, bring your feet front, and just drop, yes. Yeah. Okay, if the feet are on the wall. You see, this is landed. Does this make sense now?
Thanks so.
Yeah. Okay. So this is like shoulder stand and bridge here. And the legs are straight, it's a straight leg bridge. Yes. Just show them the fingers, yeah. Relax everything. Yeah, interesting. Yes. Okay. So it's peaceful. Don't pull the chin. Don't lift the chin. Just soften the breast. Soften the eyes. Take off your glasses. Relax your face. It's just a different type of shavasana. It's a sort of pose, but if you sort of pose you can hold for a really good time. It's easy. Think about doing it, release. Yeah. Breathe in, breathe out. Don't move. Yeah. This.
Little deeper breath. Bend your knees when you're ready. One by one, bring your feet down, pause and breathe. Relax. Not too close to the buttocks, right? Not too close. This is a very easy lift of your hips, so you can move your feet a little further from your buttocks and wider apart. Then you're just gonna, when you're ready, press into your feet, lift your hips a little, and push the bolster through your feet towards the ground, towards the wall in front of you. Now you can lay your hips on the bolster or on the ground, anyway. And let the knees fall toward your chest. Couple of breaths. Let the back of the neck lengthen now. And then roll over to your side and take a couple of breaths on your side. And when you're ready, you'll slowly come up to sitting by pulling your waist in, not just using your arms, but your waist. And you reach your back. And sit cross-legged. You can sit on the bolster. Flat on the ground, whatever works. And hold the front, then grab the backs of the thighs and pelvic floor. Move over the hips. Use over the shoulders. Take a few breaths here and relax and you're ready. Asana, you steady, comfortable pose. Have your seat and be there for some moments of meditation. And Graham, if you want to move your bolster all the way back to the wall, use your two blocks, put the bolster on the block. And then you can use the support of your wall as well, and everything under your feet, just pull the blankets. Your feet, nice, yeah, there you go. You have it in your Pokemon. Yeah. Yes. Look down to your heart. Focus in your heart center. Take your hands to Anjali Mudra, lifting your sternum, arm to top, fingers point out. And chant together one Om and 3 Shanti. Take a deep breath in. Om. A deeper breath, lift your heart. As you exhale, release your head, chin towards your chest. Release your hands down to your thighs and pause here for a few breaths. Bowing your head to your heart. And then with your eyes closed, as you inhale, raise your head back up. And with your eyes closed, raise your gaze and soften your eyes and broaden your internal focus. And keep your sense of self dropped into your heart center. And then with soft eyes and a soft, broad, all-encompassing gaze, allow your eyelids to gently float open. Okay. You. Okay,